everyone, my name is Lindy. 안녕하세요 여러분, 전 Lindy라고 합니다. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to dance TAEMIN's Criminal. So to begin, you're going to be seeing a screen now that has the times for everything. So if you just want to go to the end and want to make counts or go to a specific part, you can do that. I'll also put the times in the description box down below. So today I'm going to be teaching you the chorus to Criminal. So starting from the 는 Criminal up until the end of that. Yeah. Cool, so that's the first part that we're going to be doing. So what's happening here is he's going to start after they throw their little hand wrap away. Your hands are going to come together, they're going to be flat on top of each other, and you're going to be leading with your right elbow, and you're going to kind of draw a circle with your right elbow. If the front of the room is a clock, you're going to go clockwise. So draw that circle clockwise, and as you do that, really just let your shoulders and body kind of move with it. And as you do that, you're going to be bringing your left foot back behind your right. So when you're going to hit your right elbow up, you're going to hit your left foot back, so it'll look like hit. Good, so you keep looking forward, but it's just going to be ooh, on the ooh, I, that part. Good, and it's just the one count. Cool, so after that, ooh, ah, on the ah, what you're going to do is your left foot is going to come straight out. So it's just going to come out to the left and take a step, or basically place it down. And what your hands are going to do is they're going to open up, the elbows are going to come to your body, and you're going to open up the hands so that if there was a big ball in front of you, it's kind of like they would wrap around the ball without really moving your elbows. So it's going to look like ooh, ah. Good, so just starting back by your shoulders, ah, hitting around, and then a on that part, a nar, they say. So it's going to be like ooh, ah, a nar. All that is your foot's out here, your hands are here. You're going to bring your left hand down to your waist. TAEMIN in the dance practice doesn't really look like he's doing this, but all the background dancers do. So to be honest, TAEMIN, when he's in a group, sometimes doesn't do what everyone else is doing. So for a couple of the parts, I'm watching the background dancers, but so the background dancers have their left hand down at their waist, and their right hand is going to come so that the hand is on the top of your head, just like this, and your left foot is going to come behind your right foot, putting your weight on it, just stepping back. So it's going to look like ooh, ah, a. You're going to step back, and you're about to step your leg up, and then on nar, you're going to pull your head down, and as you do that, you're going to straighten your left leg, and then you're going to bring your right leg straight up. So just flexing your foot, you're just going to lift it up as you bring your head down. Yeah, so it's going to look like all together. It'll be ooh, ah, a, nar. Good, and if you want to do the counts, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. After that, after you ooh, ah, a, nar, he, si, 는 Criminal, what this is, after you're here, your left hand's going to come up, kind of like you're leading with the wrist. It's going to come up and then just slap back down. And your right hand, or your left hand, it's going to come up so that your hand is pressed against your bicep and your forearms are parallel with each other. So it'll just after you ooh, ah, a, nar, he. Good. Nar, he, ti. On the ti, you're just going to bring your left hand leading with the wrist, bring it around the right arm, and keeping your elbow kind of in place, you're just going to bring your hand so that now it's touching the front. So it's touching the front of the left elbow instead of kind of on the other, the front of the right elbow instead of on the other side. Good. So one more time. After you ooh, ah, a, nar, he, ti. Good. On 는, you're just going to twist your arms, tilt them so that the right hand has fingers pointed up and your left arm is parallel with the ground. And at this point, your legs should be crossed because you came up here and then you just put your right foot back down and turn to the front. So you're here on Criminal. You're just going to do kind of like this wave snake thing with your hands, with your right hand. So you keep your left hand there and you're just going to lead with your right elbow. Your right elbow is going to go to the right as you keep your hand kind of in place coming down. And then you're going to move your right wrist to the right as you then move your elbow to the left, and they're going to finish by curling your hand like that, and that's just the movement you're doing. So it's basically lead with your elbow, then bring your wrist, and then when you switch so that your hand is bending over to the right, you're going to start your elbow coming to the left, and then wrist, when your hand comes to the left, move your elbow to the right, and you're just going to do that Criminal. Yeah, so you just come down, Criminal, like that. So one more time, it's going to be after you ooh, ah, 날 해치는 criminal. Good. So after criminal and it's okay, 날 달래공 별 is the next part. And so what that is, after you criminal, you're going to jump up onto your right foot, bringing up your left foot. And as you do that, your hands are going to come up, leading with the wrists. They're going to cross, and then you're going to land so that your left foot is on the ground and they're apart, but you're kind of got your right leg bent in, your knee is bent in, but your body weight, if you kind of shift it onto your right leg a little bit, that'll give it more of that kind of that movement that he's doing rather than just like over here like this. You want to kind of lean to the right. Yeah, and as you do that, your arms come down with the wrists on top of one another, and they're just hanging your hands limp. Don't stretch out your hands or anything, just leave them against each other completely, just no movement. Yeah, so that's going to look like all together after you criminal and it's. Good. So the jump up is in between the lyrics. It's. Good. It's okay. 날 달래고, that part. All you're going to do is you're going to basically keep your arms at your sides. Don't move your arms at all, but you're going to be moving your body around. If the front of the room is a clock, you're going to go counterclockwise, and you're just going to move at the waist, but keep your entire upper body the same, and letting your hands stay limp so that they're going to like move when you come down. So if you keep your hands limp like that and keep your entire bottom half of your body the same, it's going to give you that kind of like zombie weird movement that he does. And that's going to be after you. It's okay. On the O, you just do a round one to the left and you come down, and then on K, your hands are going to come apart. You're going to push off of your left foot onto your right, and then you're going to land down again on your left, and that's going to start the shoulder moves, but it's just hands up here, and then when you land, you just put your body weight back on that left foot, kind of leaning to your body to the left, and your hands are just in front of your body, again, that kind of limp hand thing, and your hands are just evenly in front of your body. Yeah, so all together, that's just going to look like after you criminal, it's okay, nar, yeah, and then nar, so something else, cool. So let's go from the beginning till there, and then we'll move on. So I'll say 7, 8, u, a, e, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8, u, a, e, nar, he, ti, 는 criminal, it's okay. Good. After that, it's okay. 날 달래공 별 is that part. And after what that is, after you come up, you're going to land. Again, like I said before, your hands kind of are limp like this. You're going to start with your shoulders going up to the left, left, right, left. And your body is just going to shift to the left and up a little bit. So ha, ha, ha. And when you do those shoulders, really kind of don't just lift them up and down. Make it like a ha, ha. Like you're almost bouncing off a trampoline with your shoulder. You're like bouncing down, up, down, up, down, up really fast. And give it kind of that ha, ha motion rather than just bringing it up and down. So really imagine you're hitting down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's going to give you more of that kind of jerking motion. Yeah. So that's going to be, so after you, criminal, it's okay, 날 달래. Good. So just 날 달래. So there's a little bit of that syncopation and your shoulders are going with the lyrics. After that, 날 달래. 곤, on the 곤, you're going to bring your right hand up, straightening both of your legs and your body stood up. Your right hand's going to come up to a fist, grabbing your left shoulder. Then it's going to pull down to the right side, and this part you kind of let your arms, just imagine your arms are just kind of like dead arms. You don't really want to have any like pressure or tenseness in your arms, and that's going to give you that like kind of wiggly motion that he has going on. So your right hand is going to come up to your left shoulder in a fist. When it pulls down to the right, you're just going to let your left hand come forward, and you're going to pick up your right knee. So pick it up. Then you're going to bring your left hand to your right shoulder and do the same thing, but keeping your right foot, just is going to do one more pick up, and you're going to hit down to the left. Good. So it's like 별, just like that. Good. And when you pull the left arm though, you don't like let your right arm really come all the way to the front. Like the left hand was kind of up to the front because that was before you were gonna grab. But for this one, you just kind of let it hang a little bit. After quere 펴, what you do on that is you're gonna also look down. You're gonna look down when your knee comes up so that they can hit up for the 더 깊어 들어가, that thing. Yeah, cool. So one more time, that's just going to be after you. It's okay. 날 달래 곤 quere 펴 up. Good. So one more time, it's just pulling and pulling down with your head up. Good. So after that is the after you quere 펴 너란 먹지는 태어난 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 나란 something. So that's the next part. So what's happening here is after you quere 펴, you're gonna bring your right foot down. And when you bring your right foot down, hit your head up. And so okay, so this is another part where like TAEMIN is a little bit different from all the background dancers. All the background dancers, all they're doing is they're just hitting their knees out, in, as they come around. So their feet kind of just stay in place and they have their legs pretty wide and they're just hitting their knees in. TAEMIN does a little thing where he does this with his feet. You can do that, but honestly it kind of looks weird and it's one of those things that like, I mean, you can if you want to. What he's doing basically is he's just twisting his knees the same as the background dancers, but he's staying on his left toe and his right heel. And so then he's gonna move the opposite, like heel and toe is gonna go like that. It's going to move to the right, left, kind of in like that. But all the background dancers is what I'm gonna do because it looks better and kind of makes more sense. Just keep your feet on the ground, hit your knees, in. So basically an 8 count. Cool. So that's just going to look like after you. quere 펴 우 너란 먹지는 태어나. And what your body's doing is you're just bringing your head looking down to the right, and you're gonna bring your body bending at the waist down. Then you're gonna look forward. TAEMIN kind of looks forward the whole time, but they kind of do a circle with your head and your body. Shoulders are going down, bending at the waist, and you're gonna slowly roll up all the way to the left. Good. So one more time with counts. We'll say that'll look like after you. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So the last little part of that section, and then we'll bring it back to the beginning and go up, is just the 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 하응을 하잖아, that thing. And what that is, after you 7, 8, 숨을, on the 숨을, all you're going to do is you're going to take your hands, they're going to be hit slightly sideways, so tilted to the left, and they're going to be out in front of your body, not perfectly straight, but slightly bent, and you're going to hit your hands down, kind of down and to the right in pointer fingers. And when you hit, you're going to hop up onto your left foot, and your left foot is going to slide in and your right foot's going to pick up. So it's going to look like 숨을. Good. So you just jump, hit on the su, on the mer, you just bring your left foot in. So 숨을 쉴 수. All you have to do on that is your hands, they're basically, some of them look like they kind of do a circle. Some of the background dancers like circle down to their back. So all that is you just basically do a circle first clockwise with your right hand, then left hand, and then bring them back so that they end up with your hands flat against your lower back. But basically it's just, they just like bring their hands around to their back. So if you don't do like a perfect circle, not all of them do, it's just kind of bring your hands up around behind your back. Yeah, so that's the important part, just bring them behind the back. So it's going to be 숨을 on the 쉴 수. You're going to step your right foot down on the 쉴, and that's when you're going to start bringing your hands around. On the 수, you're going to end up backwards. And now with this part, if you watch the original side of the video, you can just follow that, mirror that along. If like watching the mirrored side, I know it's kind of weird backwards, but if you just watch straight on for the original side and copy what they do, you don't have to mirror it at all and you can just watch that. So for this part, if you were watching the mirrored version, watch the original side and then you won't have to like turn around or try to mirror what I'm doing backwards. Cool. So 숨을 쉴 수 on 어깨 아프. All you're going to do is you're going to, with your shoulders, you're going to hit up with your left, right, and your head's going to be looking up to the left. And then you're just going to take a step with your left foot, left, and as you do that, you kind of shift your hips back to the right as you take that step. So you're not like putting your body weight on the left foot, it's actually keeping your body weight on the right foot when you do that step with the left. And then when you bring your right foot in, you can kind of center your weight again. And then one more time, shift your body weight back to the right leg when you hit up for the left foot and bring your right foot in. Yeah, so it's just going to look like after you, 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프. Cool, so this next part, after you, 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 황을 하잖아, is that part. So after you do your step and step, you're going to turn around over your right shoulder, and now you can watch the proper mirrored side again, and you're going to be hitting your hands. It's kind of like you're slicing your hands down, but you're going to be hitting the outside of your left thigh and bringing that up. So hit that with your right hand before you put your foot down and bring your hands both up so that they're parallel to each other in fists, just like this. Yeah, so it's just going to look like after you, 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서. 면서 is what that is, yeah. So after 아프면서, you're going to 황을, you're going to jump out, so hitting your hands out, kind of like your backwards butterfly, and then you're just going to jump out into a small squat with your feet. So I'll just be like this, and then he's going to jump forward, so jump forward using your toes, but you keep your body in this slightly squat position, and he's slightly leaned back, and he's going to do like a point with his right left as he jumps, and then he's going to one more time hit his hands out in a backwards butterfly, and then he's going to hit his head up when he does that and jump his legs in, so it'll look like that. Good, so all together that's going to look like after you 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 황을 하잖아. Good, so one more time after you turn around, it's just hit your thigh, bring it up even, backwards butterfly, point, butterfly again. Good. So let's do it from the 숨을 쉴 수 없게 숨을 up until that part, and then we'll move on to the last little part. So I'll say 6, 7, 8 숨을 쉴 수, okay? 6, 7, 8 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 황을 하잖아. Good. Let's get from the beginning until there, and then we'll move on. I'll say 5, 6, 7, 8 okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8 날 해치는 criminal, it's okay, 날 할래 공쾌리표 너라 날 치는 태어나마 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 황을 하잖아. Good. Okay, so moving on, it's going to be the 날 망치는 criminal. And what that part is, so you're here, he's gonna hit his head down, and he's kind of like looking up, kind of giving you the evil eyes a little bit, because your chin is down, and your left hand is gonna come so that it hits your right elbow, but it's pretty parallel with the ground, and your right hand is just gonna come straight out in front of you, and it's going to hit your hand to the left, and as you do that, you're gonna take a step out, but you're gonna hit off of your kind of right toe, so you're not just pressing it out like this, you are putting a bit of your body weight onto that right foot, and that's going to allow that kind of hitting yank forward thing that's happening rather than just like hitting your toe, it's putting the body weight on the toe when you hit your hand, yeah. So that's going to be after you, 황을 하잖아, on the of uae, on the your hand's gonna come straight again, and your foot's gonna come in, keeping your legs slightly bent, so it'll be a. On the A, you're gonna hit your head to the left, hitting your right hand again, and just taking a step out to the left with your legs straight. So one more time, it'll look like after you, 하잖아, a. Good, and you're properly stepping onto your left foot, so don't just keep your body weight back, it's gonna be onto your left. Then your hands are going to come down for this move, and what that is your right arm is just coming down, kind of like to your crotch area, and your left hand is just going to come up, sweeping around like you're pushing the hair behind your right ear, before it comes around, and your left hand is then going to come down back to your waist area, and your right hand comes up, like you're saying stop to the right side. Yeah, so that's just the hands. And so one more time after you. 하잖아, 날 망. With the hands. And what the legs are doing, they're not doing much, but what the legs are doing, on the 날, you don't do anything. On 망, when your hand comes out to the stop, you're just going to squat down your legs, keeping their place. Good, so all together, that's going to look like after you. 하잖아, 날 망. Yeah, and when your hand comes around, you don't move your head, and then on the mang, you're going to be looking forward, kind of like side eye, your head's to the right, but you're looking forward, and you're like this. Good. After that, 날 망, 치는, on 치는, you're just going to hit your pelvis forward, back, keeping your legs bent, so it'll be 망, 치는, criminal, and on criminal, you're doing like a little bit of pretending like you're a dolphin or something. You're just gonna basically hit your head to the right and then bring your head back as you push your shoulders forward, and then you're going to be pushing off of your left foot. So as you do that, you're going to like roll your body as you drag your left foot in. Yeah, so it's not just like one body roll, it's like a small, almost like if you've ever swam before, and you know, for butterfly kick, they have you do that, and basically it's kind of like mostly your lower half, like your abs and your lower half of your body moving. It's basically kind of like you're doing butterfly kick with your body. You're just diving with your head, butterfly kick, but you're dragging your foot in instead of like finishing the kick. Yeah, good. So all together, that's going to look like after you 하잖아, it's going to be 날 망, 치는 criminal. Good, so you just come in on the criminal, almost like you're doing this move, but now it's with your body. So criminal, cool. So after that, so after you, criminal, not okay, cool, okay, so 보지마 is what that part is. And what's happening here is after you criminal, not what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit your left foot, it was dragged in, you're gonna basically hit your left foot off of the ground, pretend like it's a trampoline, so it's going to bounce, take a step to the left, kind of letting it come down pretty, like not controlled down to the ground, and you're gonna have your legs apart like this, and as you do that, it's kind of like you're gonna bounce your right hand off of a trampoline as well, so you're going to hit you're gonna hit your wrist down, after it's out here, it's gonna hit down, then it's gonna come up with your left knee, leading it by the wrist, and then you're gonna hit it down to the left, and when you hit it, same as earlier, really let your wrist be loose, so you can hit with or kind of let your hand be loose. You're gonna be hitting with your arm down, but don't have any tension in your hand, and that's gonna give you that kind of like reverb that's happening rather than like just placing it down. It's going to be up, reverb, like that. Yeah, and as you do that, you're also going to lean your head to the left a bit, kind of give it this zombie move, and then you do the similar thing with the left side, bringing up your right foot, bringing up your left wrist like this, and you're gonna bring your right foot in as you place your left hand to the right, again, letting it just kind of be loose, and keeping your arms up and just hitting it down, letting it reverb. Yeah, so that's just going to look like after you, not okay, no. Good, so that's just going to look like after you, criminal, not okay, cool. Good, so after that, so after you, not okay, cool, ge, to, what's happening there is you're going to, after you hit your hands here, you're going to bring your hands around, and then you're going to hit them the same as you did before, letting the hand just be loose. You're going to do that, hit down with your arms, but kind of like there's a block making your hands stop. You're just going to stop your arms and let your hands reverb, and now you're going to be pointed towards the right wall almost at a 45 degrees, and you're going to hit your head back when you're doing that, so keeping your whole body straight, hit your head back, and then when you hit your head forward, you're going to hit your pelvis forward slightly, keeping your legs straight, and then you're going to hit your hips back as you bend your legs. So it's going to look like after you, not okay, ko, ge, to, Good. So again, it's just ko, ge, to, and your head comes forward after the first one, and it's just your bottom hips pushing forward, bending back, and then on 보지마, all you have to do is your hands, they're going to be like saying like you're crazy, crazy around your head, and they're going to do a crazy with your left foot stepping forward. Then you're going to continue twisting, take a step back as you crazy again. So it's like, if you look from the front, it's just going to be hitting crazy, crazy. And if you do that with a twist, it'll look like crazy, crazy. Good. So all together, that's going to look like after criminal to there, okay? So 망치는 criminal, not okay, 고개 저 보지 마. Good. Cool. So let's go from the a from there up to 보지 마. Okay, so I'll say 7, 8, a. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, a. 날 망치는 criminal, not okay, 고개 저 보지 마. Good. And if you want to go by counts for the not okay part, it's going to be 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so if that's easy for you, it's just 5 and 6. Good. Cool. So let's actually bring that back to the 숨을 쉴 수 없게 하면서 till that part, and then we'll do the ending. Okay, so I'll say 7, 8 숨을 쉴 수. Okay. So 6, 7, 8 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 황을 하잖아. 날 망치는 criminal, not okay, 고개 저 보지 마. Good. Cool. So for this last part, I'll teach you both the background dancers and what TAEMIN is doing because it's similar, but TAEMIN doesn't do the same thing. So after you 보지 마, you're going to jump up with both legs, up, and then when you start down, that's going to basically bounce you into hitting your body back. Keep your upper body basically pretty straight this whole time. You're going to look up to the left, and as you do that, as you lean your body back, that's going to allow you to bring up your left knee, just like this. Good. So one more time, that's going to be after you 보지 마, jump down. Good. Yeah. And you're just going to hit on the one. Yeah, so it's basically after you 보지 마, ooh. Yeah. So after that, so what the background dancer is doing on the ooh, their hands kind of come down straight to either side, and they're going to be like pressed flat down, almost like there's a table, and they're going to be keeping their arms basically kind of with their body when they do this. So they're going to tilt to the right, and they're going to be bringing their left foot up. I'm going to move to the right a little bit, and they're going to be ooh, tum, tum. So they're going to like do a left, right, left before they kind of do small steps. And when you do that, you really bring up your knees. So I'll just show you entirely what the background dancers are first, because it makes more sense than what TAEMIN's doing. So the background dancers, after you 보지 마, ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5. All this is they've come over here, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna put your left foot down, and they're going to be basically just rocking from side to side, but again, keeping your body pretty straight. You're going to look to the right, slightly bring up your right shoulder as you pick up your right foot, then hit back to the left side as you look up to the left corner, bringing your left foot to the right again. So it's going to look like after you, ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They just continue walking after you come back to the right, 7, 8. What TAEMIN is doing, so they just continue like that. What TAEMIN is doing is he's doing the same movement with the body and the legs basically, but just like dimmed down a lot, and his arms are just kind of like flopping, kind of like he does the whole song. He kind of gives it that, I don't know, it looks cool when he does it, but it's kind of weird when I do it. But yeah, so basically his hands after you, ooh, he just lets his forearms basically have no tension, kind of like we've been doing in this song. No tension, keeping your elbows by your body, and he does lift up the left leg, but then he just kind of walks to the left, keeping his body angled back, kind of like the background dancers. So it is angled back to the right, but he's not picking up his legs that much, and he's not really doing anything with his hands. It's just ooh, ha, ha. So you can just kind of keep your hands, you know, either down by your waist or kind of up in the side a little bit, leaving those hands limp. It's kind of what he's doing. So he's just ooh, walk, walk. And then when the background dancers go right, left, right, he does do that, but he's looking forward and his hands are kind of up in front of his chest, and he does very small steps with his legs, and then he just hits his shoulders back, kind of like back, 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 but he keeps his head looking forward, so it kind of all looks like after you, ooh, tom, tom, ta, keep, ga, that thing. And so he's doing the same thing as them, he's just not really doing anything with the arms, and he's looking forward. So after he, ooh, tom, tom, twist, 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 walk, walk. He just continues the same, yeah. So he's kind of doing the same thing as the background dancers, minus their arms, and just kind of minus the extreme legs. Yeah, so again, after that, so it's going to be after you, 보지마, 우, tom, tom, toki, ga. That thing, if you want to be TAEMIN, the background dancers, just keep your arms straight like this. So after that is going to be for the 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. We're gonna do counts for this one because why not? And so what this is, after you, ooh, tom, tom, toki, ga, you're gonna bring your right foot in, and what your hands are gonna be doing is you're going to be hitting your right wrist out to the side, and as you do that, you're gonna slightly shift your body to the right. So it'll be right wrist, then left wrist, and as you do the left wrist, you're gonna be shifting your body to the left, and as you do that, make sure your hands, they're kind of relaxed, they're gonna be straight, so you don't want them to like curve like this, so just kind of bending at the wrist, letting your hands stay straight, it'll be right, left. After that, so that's just 1 and, on 2 and, all you're gonna do, you're gonna bring your hands down, kind of like you're grabbing something on either side of like your hip, and then when you pull up to your chest, you're gonna be jumping your legs out to this squat. Yeah, so altogether that's going to look like 1 and 2 and. Good. After that, so after you, 1 and 2 and 3 and, what that is on the 3, you're kind of prepping your body, tensing it up. 3, on the and, you're gonna push out to your left side, so kind of lunging on your left leg now, keeping your right leg straight, and you're gonna be pushing your fists down, kind of on either side of your right hip, and pushing your body away and back. Good, so it's going to look like after you, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Good, so after that, so after you, 1 and 2 and 3 and, it'll be 4 and what that is you're just going to slice down with your right hand, and then when your left hand comes down to match it, pushing to the left, you're gonna hit your body out to the right, lean your body over to your right leg, putting a lot of your body pressure now on the right side. Yeah, so this is going to be after you, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good. And this whole time, keep your head kind of tilted sideways, but looking forward. After that, 5 and, you're just gonna bring your right foot heel forward, then toe forward. So it's just 5 and, on 6 and, you're just gonna take your hands almost like you're loosely holding like a basketball or something. You're gonna hit them to the right with your kind of your right wrist pushed to the right side, so the ball is down by your right knee almost, and then when you bring the ball up to your right left shoulder, you're gonna bring your left foot behind your right, keeping your head tilted to the right. Yeah, so it's just going to look like after you, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Good. After that, 7, 8. All you have to do, the ball's over here. You're going to twist your right hand. It's going to roll towards you and then end up behind your head. And as you do that, your left hand is just going to come cover your mouth. And you keep your legs crossed like this. And then on the 8, you're just going to hit your hands out from either side, just kind of opening up the flower like this. And as you do that, you can hit your head back to the left and just let them slowly come down. Yeah, so it's just going to be after you heel, toe, bring the ball round and hit. Good. So all together, that little ending part is going to be after you 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Good. Like 7, 8, you can kind of just hit your head back. Good. So let's go from the podzima tom tom to the end. Yeah. So I'll say 7, 8, and I'll do the background dancer part this time. So I'll say 5, 6 podzima. So 5, 6, 보지마. 점점 더 깊어 들어가. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Good, that was a little fast. If you need it slower, you can go down to your playback speed settings and move it down or up, however you need. But yeah, okay, let's go back to the not okay, koge, that part. So I'll say 7, 8, not okay. So 5, 6, criminal, not okay, koge, 저 보지마. 점점 더 깊어 들어가. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Good. Cool. So let's go back to the beginning and do the whole thing with mostly lyrics and a little bit of counts. Cool. So I'll say 7, 8. Ooh, ah, eh. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, ah, eh. 날 해치는 criminal. It's okay. 날 달래. 꽁쾌리펴. 너랑 먹투는 태어난 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 방을 하잖아. 우아에 날 망치는 criminal. Not okay. 날 과래는 괴리펴. 너 좀 더 깊어 들어가. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8. Good. And that's all for today's video. If you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. 여러분 오늘 봐주셔서 감사드리고 이 영상을 재밌게 보셨으면 구독, 좋아요하고 댓글을 많이 남겨주세요. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.